morning, you're watching the Indian Express and I'm Charulata Biswas. Welcome to the Morning Expresso. In today's edition of the Indian Express, we bring you all the latest on Agnipath scheme. We also give you details of Express investigation into the focus groups working on curriculum changes in schools. But let's begin with the big story first. In an interview to the Indian Express, Lieutenant General B.S. Raju, the Vice Chief of the Army Staff, said the Agnipath scheme is a pilot project that has been well thought out, and if any tweaks are required, they will be carried out at the end of 4 or 5 years. He said Agnipath marks a fundamental change in the recruitment into the armed forces, and there is a need for all to absorb the change. Now, his statement comes on the day the Indian Army set the ball rolling, issuing a recruitment notification. The online registration, which is mandatory, will begin in July. Meanwhile, sources have said that the chiefs of the three services are to brief Prime Minister Narendra Modi today on the Agnipath scheme. Our expert Arun Prakash writes in our opinion column, a scheme on the lines of Agnipath, appropriately constituted and focused on enhancing combat effectiveness rather than affecting savings or generating employment, could have triggered a reformative process. But a number of caveats need to be borne in mind in this context. You can read the column only in Indian Express. Here are the stories you'll find only in Indian Express. From a national co-convener of Swadeshi Jagran Manch to the chief of Vidya Bharati, 24 members with RSS links, some of them serving functionaries, figure in at least 17 of 25 national focus groups working on changes in the national curriculum framework for schools, an investigation by the Indian Express has found. Now, the revised NCF will be the foundation for new NCERT textbooks. Let's have a look at the front page. A joint drug controller of the Central Drug Standard Control Organization and the director of a Delhi-based private company were detained by the CBI for allegedly exchanging bribe money of 4 lakhs. Now, the agency claimed that the bribe money was being paid to get regulatory clearance for an insulin injection manufactured by Biocon Biologics Limited, a company founded by Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. Among the 3 men arrested from Gujarat's Kutch, the Delhi police identified one Priyavrat alias Fauzi as the alleged main shooter in the murder of singer Sidhu Moosewala. Sources told the Indian Express that after the incident, Priyavrat sent a message to Canada-based gangster Goldie Brar saying work is done. Initial probe by the police revealed that Priyavrat received a consignment of weapons sent from Pakistan via drone. The weapons, which included a grenade launcher, were a contingency plan in case they failed to shoot Moosewala. Moving on, to free its forest department from devoting too much time, resources and efforts in fighting illegal mining in the National Chambal Sanctuary, the Madhya Pradesh government has proposed to open 292 hectares for mining in 5 stretches on Chambal and its tributary Parvati rivers. In a proposal submitted to the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, the state said opening up the 5 stretches would minimize the conflict with illegal miners, gain local support and fetch revenue from royalty. Here are the must-reads. The engines of a Spicejet plane flying Patna, Delhi and an Indigo aircraft flying Guwahati, Delhi were damaged following bird strikes. What is a bird strike? How is it caused? And can it compromise air safety? We explain. First, it was Farooq Abdullah, next Sharad Pawar, and now former West Bengal Governor Gopal Krishna Gandhi. All 3 names were floated as the opposition candidate for the upcoming presidential polls, but they have opted out of the race. While TMC sources are now pitching the name of former Union Minister Yashwant Sinha, 84 years old, who joined the party in March last year as an alternative, the possibility of any unanimity on the former BJP leader's name appears thin. Swimming's international governing body FINA barred participation of transgenders in the women's category in a controversial ruling on Monday, with athletics and football set to follow. We delve into the complex issue of how FINA are thinking of introducing an open category to include trans women. And in today's episode of the 3 Things podcast, we discuss the historical background of the Rohingya crisis, Bangladesh's response and their discontentment with failed repatriation talks. That's all for today. For more news and updates, subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.